Okay, today we're going to talk about percent of a number again, but instead of using a percent proportion, we're going to be using a percent equation. The percent equation you can see is in this box over here. And I actually, honestly, if I were going to figure out percents in real life, I would use the percent equation because I've gotten so good at translating the math into an equation, and it's super easy to solve on your own without even having pencil and paper. Like if you're in a store and you want to know how much money you're saving or something, a percent equation is easy to do. So basically you're going to write an equation just like it shows here, where the part equals the percent times the whole. You just want to make sure that your percent is written as a decimal, which I know that you learned in elementary school, but we'll go over it a little bit so that you remember. Here's an example. 30 is 75% of 40, so I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. Here's my part. I know that because it's by the word is. 30 is, now for 75%, I'm going to write 0.75. If you forgot how to get rid of that percent sign, you simply divide it by 100. Of course, the shortcut is to move the decimal 2 places to the left, but that's how we got 0.75. Then we're going to multiply it times the whole, which is 40. So actually, you don't even have to memorize this format right here. You can just write it exactly how it sounds. If I were going to take that sentence and put it into an equation, I would write 30 is in math is, let me do a different color so it kind of shows up better here. Okay, so you can just write that sentence in math. 30 in math is an equal sign. Make sure you do 75% as a decimal. Of in math means to multiply. And remember, we're not really going to use that multiplication symbol anymore because it looks like the variable x. So you can just use parentheses or a dot to mean multiplication. So really, I didn't memorize what's up here. I just wrote it out as I was saying it. So let's try that same approach for number one. Number one says, what is 12% of 85? So I'm going to say what is, whenever you see what, that's your variable. That's the thing you don't know. Is in math is the equal sign. 12% is 0.12. Of means multiply. Look how easy this is. So if I was shopping and I wanted to know what's 12% of 85, I would quickly know that I'm just multiplying 0.12 times 85. And of course, we all have calculators, right? On us now, we have phones, or someone we're with has a phone. Doesn't help you to have a calculator if you don't know how to set up the problem. So setting up the problem is the most important part. So you might have already noticed that the answer I got here is the same answer I got for number one when I did the percent proportion. So we're solving the same problems, we're just using a different approach. So on tonight's homework, you're going to be solving these problems with the equation method, and then after tonight's homework, you're welcome to use the proportion or the equation, whichever one you like better. Like I said, I like the percent equation better, but you might like the proportion better. So I'm going to take this next sentence and write it out while I'm saying it in math. So 16 is an equal sign. What percent is a variable? Anytime you see the what, of 40, so times 40. Because I really like to write my equations properly, I'm just going to change that to 40x. Whenever we have a number multiplied by a variable, we want to write the number in front. It's called the coefficient. From there, since x is being multiplied by 40, I'm going to divide both sides by 40. And I'm going to get x equals 0.4 or 0.4. So you might be thinking, wait a minute, you didn't get the same answer as you did in number two when you did the percent proportion. Well, I did actually, because we're looking for what percent, right? And so I did find the percent. It's 0.4, but I need to write it as a percent. So the same way you take a percent sign off by dividing by 100, you put a percent sign on by multiplying by 100. You probably learned that way back in elementary school. And so the shortcut to multiplying by 100 is to move the decimal 2 places to the left. So you can see I did, in fact, get 40%. And for the last one, I'm going to write this sentence again in math as I'm saying it. It says 45 is the equal sign. 15% I'm going to write as a decimal. Of means multiply. What number means I'm going to use a variable for that. So since x is being multiplied by 0.15, I'm going to divide both sides by 0.15, and guess what I'm going to get? Whoops. X equals 300. So again, you can use either method once we get rolling on this, but tonight I want you to show on your homework how you would use the percent equation to solve for the percent of a number.